To create an ad on gocinema, the first step is to go to the Create an Ad button on the left-hand side of the screen. Click on the button. This will take you to the Create an Ad section of the site. The first step is to choose your media channel. So you can choose from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. If you need further information on tutorials, you can reach any of our tutorials through these buttons here. And if you're running an ad for the first time, we do have a guide which guides you through the basic steps of running an ad. So once you've chosen your channel, let's just choose Facebook in this instance, you enter your ad name. So this could be something as simple as the name of the movie that you're trying to promote or the date of the campaign. So for example, let's just put in my opening weekend. The next step is to choose your start date and end date. So this is how long you want your campaign to run for. For example, I might want to change this to the 6th of June at 11. You can also choose from this drop-down calendar. So let's just leave that ending on the 7th of June, and we'll leave that end time as well. And then you choose how much you want to spend on the ad. We suggest starting small just to see how things go. So for example, we could say $50, or you could increase that to $100. Clicking on the Post to Page button means that your ad will also be posted to your organic Facebook page, which is just a useful tool if you want additional content on your page. Our next step will be targeting audiences. So our next step is going to choose which audience you want to target. So you go to this Target Audience tab once you've decided on everything above, and you go to Target Audience. And then we have a couple of options for how to target your audience geographically. So the one that we are mostly going to be focused on is by my location. So this is where you choose your theater. You should have chosen or added your theater to our database in the setup process. If you haven't, we have a separate video on that. And you can just check and see if you've done that under Tools and My Locations. But right now, let's assume that you've already added your location. So the only time you would need to target by geography is if you wanted to target a specific city or a state. You probably would never want to target something nationally, but if you wanted to target by a state, which you probably wouldn't, but in case you do, you would choose the by geography button. But let's focus on by my location, because what that focuses on is your specific theater. So what this option does is it identifies your theater, which you've already added in, and you've given us your address. And that helps us identify exactly where to create a radius around your theater. So for example, if you are an indoor theater, we will create a radius of a 20-minute drive around your theater. For drive-ins, which sometimes have people coming from slightly further afield, we will increase that radius to a 60-minute drive. And that does depend on whether you're an urban or a rural location in terms of mileage. So for example, an urban 20-minute drive would look very different than a rural 20-minute drive. So we can't give an exact mileage because it depends on what type of location you are in. If you would like to increase your drive time, please talk to us directly, and we will make sure that we change that for you. So let's just choose our location. So let's assume we want the ArcLight in Hollywood. So this is our theater right here. You can add another theater if you've got more than one location. So let's just say Landmark Theaters in Pico as well. But let's really just focus on one location. So as I said, this kind of drops a pin in the address of this ArcLight Hollywood and then gives us a 20-minute drive time, or a 60-minute if you're a drive-in. And that will target everyone within a 20-minute drive of your area. And that's very simply how you target by geography. If you want to overlay a filter on top of that, so for example, if you wanted to target the parents within that 20-minute radius of the ArcLight Hollywood, then you would select the interest and you can type in parents, and that will target parents within a 20-minute drive of the ArcLight. You can also overlay demographic data such as age, so you could choose 25 to 34 and 35 to 44, and then you can also target gender. And that's very simply how you target an audience. The next step, it would be to go to design your ad, either at the button at the bottom, or you can go up to the tab at the top. The next step when creating your ad is to actually design the ad. This is what people are going to see when it's shown to them on their media channel. So the first thing to notice is the ad preview here on the right-hand side of the screen. If you don't see an ad preview, that means that your media channel isn't selected. So you need to go to the top and just make sure that you've chosen one of the media channels. Each media channel has a slightly different format in how the ad actually looks. So you'll see the ad preview will change depending on which media channel you're using. So for example, this is Instagram, you've also got Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. So just make sure that you have the correct media channel selected. So once you've actually got the ad preview on the right-hand side, the next thing to do is to choose where your images or your videos come from. So we've got several options here. If you just click on the choose source drop-down, we've got upload new, which is where you can upload your own content. So for example, if you have an offer or a promotion and you've made your images elsewhere, this is where you can upload them. You can select from your own asset library. So for example, if you've already run an ad, so let's say you've got a promotion that runs on a Saturday morning, like a Saturday morning kids club, and you want to run that ad on a weekly basis and you don't want to create the ad from scratch every time, you can choose select from existing. So this is just existing content that you've got that you've already used on gocinema. We've got studio movie content. This is the default option. And this is coming from our own database of assets, of studio approved assets. You can just choose which movie you would like to promote, and that's the content that will be used in your ad. And then you can also design an image with Canva. So Canva is a third-party content creation platform. It's free, so you can use Canva within the gocinema platform, and you can design an ad within gocinema as well. So that's another option. We'll now go through all of these options individually. So to choose your own content to upload, just click Upload New and go to Browse, and then just choose an image like you would in any other instance. So let's just choose this icon, and you'll see that will now appear in the ad preview. If we wanted to select from existing content, just click Select from Existing, and then click here to find an image or video from your library. This will show you content that has previously been used in an ad. So for example, let's just use this Nomadland artwork. We just choose that file, and as you can see, that video will now appear in the ad preview. Studio movie content is the default option again, and this is how you can use our asset library of pre-approved studio content. So when you choose the studio movie content option, you then search for the movie that you are promoting. So let's just say A Quiet Place 2. And then you click on the button to find an image or video, and this will bring up all of the images and videos from A Quiet Place 2. Sometimes it might take a little bit of time to load, as there tends to be quite a large range of options, but you can see here we've got the trailer, and then we've got quite a few other options as well. So we've got still images and video images, and we will have artwork that will suit all media channels. So for example, we will get video from the studio that will be suitable for both TikTok and Snapchat, or your standard Instagram and Facebook artwork as well. So let's just choose this ticket banner here, and then you just go to choose movie file. And as you can see, that artwork will now appear in the ad preview. And the final option is designing an image with Canva. So if you click on that option, you'll see it says Design with Canva. Click on that button and this will pop you out into Canva itself. We'll just let that load for a minute. Canva has a variety of templates that you can use. So you can see here we've got all sorts of great options, or you can just upload your own images within Canva and just use those instead. But in this instance, we're just going to grab a template just as an example. And so you can see here, this template now appears, and then let's just say that we want to use this. You just hit publish. It will take a moment while it just prepares the design, and now you can see it shows up in the final ad preview. But let's focus on the studio movie content. Stay with Quiet Place 2. So now we go into adding the text into the ad. So the company name is the name of your theater. And this is what will appear up here in the left-hand corner. And this is what will tell consumers where the ad is coming from. So Screen Moguls Limited is our parent company. So I'm just going to type in my movie theater, and you will see that changes up there in the corner. You shouldn't need to change this. This will be pre-populated, but if for whatever reason you might want to change something, it's simple to change. Then you want to put in the headline. So the headline will appear right down here at the bottom. And let's put in something simple, book tickets now. So as you can see, that headline has changed right down there at the bottom. And then we've got the description text that will show up right here at the top. So let's say something quick and easy, like tickets now on sale for A Quiet Place 2. You don't need to put a link in, and I will show you where to put the link in momentarily. But as you can see, that text has now changed right up here at the top. Then we choose our button. The buttons are preset by the media channel, and this is the call to action. It lives right down here. This is the call to action that encourages people to perform that action. So for example, you might want to use book now. As you can see, that has changed in the right-hand corner of the ad preview. The other option is get showtimes, and then there's quite a few other options as well. Contact us, learn more, but in most instances, a theater will just want book now or get showtimes. So we'll just leave that as get showtimes, and then you put in your website URL. So this is the address of your theater. If you can, we advise that you use the link directly to your movie booking page. So we would recommend that you would link directly to a place where you can buy tickets for A Quiet Place 2. If you don't have that option, or for whatever reason you want to drive people just to your main website, that's fine too. It just adds an additional step for people to then click on the specific movie that they want. And that's it. So as you can see now, the link has been added in right here. And this is what your ad will look like to consumers. Once you've clicked on the Create Ad button, it will take you to the Review Ad section. This is where you can just take a quick look and make sure that everything is correct before the ad gets pushed to the media channel. So you can just see the channel, the start and end date, the amount of money that is being spent, etc. And then you can just take one last quick look at the ad. Then you just hit pay by card, and this pushes you out to Stripe, which is a third-party payment platform. We do not hold any of your personal details. All information is held by Stripe. And you just enter your card details, hit pay, and you will be taken to an ad execution page where you can see that your payment has been a success. And then you can go back to your dashboard, or you can see the ad, how the ad is performing here in your My Ads dashboard.